someone asked me also recently how I first met the president. I don't think I really have. I didn't tell you, know, how I met him.
No, please.
Okay, so the president. Okay, so one time we were at it was like a barbecue with relatives.
This was many years ago.
Many years ago. We're looking about. I was in was it high school?
High school.
Yeah, high school. About third year high school. Summer. It was summer, and we were having a barbecue, and I remember it was so hot. I entered the living room, blasted the aircon in my face, and I just planned to stay there. And then the door swung open, and when the door swung open, uh, I saw a guy, and this guy was literally wearing what looked to me like hiking gear, a white shirt, and I even think the shirt was like a colorful Cebu shirt. Ironically, it was one. You know those colorful shirts from back in the day in Cebu.
Island souvenirs.
Parang mga ganun.
Yeah.
Yes, parang
Still
ganun.
there.
Okay, parang ganun.
There's
And then
still a lot of that.
he was wearing that, and it was wrapped in a parang a farmer's polo. Anyway, so when there, I stood up, and I had no clue who he was. I just said, "Hi." I was gonna usher him to the garden where people were having a barbecue because I was inside, and he just said, "Hey, I know you." And I looked at him and I said, "Huh?" Then he removed his sunglasses, and his sunglasses then had, those like red, yellow shade na pang cyclist, I guess.
Mm-mm.
Removed it, and he said, "You're the guy. As a matter of fact, I owe you." And I said, "Oh." Without saying anything, I remember, oh yeah, he was the guy I saw just the week prior in the same place, who was about to leave when I arrived. And he got in his car. I went inside, but then I left my phone. So I left my phone. On my way out, he was still there. He rolled down his window and said, "Hey, by any chance you have $100 on you?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, let me get it." So I went to the car, got my phone, pulled out $100 and gave it to him. And he goes, "Yeah, sorry, because I left then there was e-pass. Okay, you could transfer your RFID before from one card to another. It's called an e-pass." And he just said, I'll pay you back again." He goes, sorry. I said, no, not a problem. And I gave him the $100 and off he went. So in this thing, when I had that flashback, and I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, no, it's okay. You don't need to return the money. And he goes, no, please. So he gives me the $100. I shake his hand, and he goes, I never got your name. And I said, oh, sorry, I'm Enzo. And he just says, pleasure, bon. And that was it. I was like, okay, cool. Then he went to the barbecue thing, and it didn't even hit me. I was like, okay, so I'm at bon. He turned out to be the 17th. He was to be the 17th president of the Republic of the Philippines. So that was how I met him. And yes, there are some family ties after that I was able to figure out. But yeah,
15 years, around 15 years
yeah.
before the
And
presidency.
the most awesome thing, and I can't stress this enough. His wife, the first lady, during campaign season in 2010 for the Senate, we were all at a gathering somewhere in Manila Bay, in a big Chinese restaurant. I was sitting outside. A taxi pulls up. And it's a taxi that didn't even have aircon. Door opens, and it's her. She was wearing a red dress, and of course, I ran. Everybody ran, and I was like, at the time, she wasn't yet the first lady. So we're like, well, what happened and stuff like that. And she goes, "Oh, my driver, I couldn't find him, so I didn't have a phone with me. I just got inside a taxi, and rode off." But that's how they are. It's not how they're perceived to be, because the media has perceived them to be this
Glamorous.
super.
But they're very low key, down to earth.
Yeah, man. Again, I'm not defending whatever people may know from their past or what. I can only speak from
For your own experience.
my own experience. If they were that way, I think I would be swimming in cash. But No. As a matter of fact, we were reprimanded even for, let's say, giving prize money for people, or dole outs, you holding checks. And she was very quick to say, you shouldn't do that. It's not right. People are struggling. The last thing you want to do is make a big deal out of 5,000 pesos. And those things resonated with me. Those things are things that people don't know, because we're not going to talk about it, right? It's happening in our office. But these are things that I wish people would know, that they are really kind, really generous. I have nothing to say. I get my ass kicked in the office from a professional standpoint, because she's a perfectionist, she's very intelligent, she's a lawyer, and she gets things done. So I can never complain or make excuses for myself because nobody works harder than her, and then the president. So I can't. I'm kind of stuck in this place where I constantly need to improve and improve and improve, and just keep pace with them. So yeah. And the one thing I want to say is this whole scheme of, let's say, anti-Lenny and all of these things, just because you are, let's make it simple. If just because you are pro-red doesn't mean you have to be anti-blue or anti-pink or anti-yellow, for that matter.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know what I mean?
binary. Yeah.
Yes, it's just a broader perspective. And you know what? That's the one thing I learned with them. Just because mud is being hurled your way, it doesn't mean you need to throw it back. So, yeah.